Long before modern civilization, before massive kingdoms ruled the earth, before powerful empires rose across history, humanity lived in small settlements scattered across the ancient world. But between two great rivers, something extraordinary began to rise. In the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, humans stopped merely surviving nature. They began shaping it. Fields expanded beside flowing rivers. Villages transformed into cities. Trade connected distant lands for the first time. And then, humanity created one of its greatest inventions: writing. For the first time in history, knowledge could survive beyond memory. Ideas could live forever. This was more than the rise of a civilization. It was the moment humanity stepped out of prehistory and entered history itself. Long before modern civilization, before massive kingdoms, before powerful empires, humanity lived in small farming communities scattered across the ancient world. But between two great rivers, something extraordinary began to rise. In the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, humanity created the first true civilization. Cities appeared where wilderness once existed. Massive temples rose toward the sky. Trade connected distant lands. Writing transformed human knowledge forever. For the first time in history, humanity was building a world beyond survival. This was the birth of civilization itself. Mesopotamia means the land between rivers. Located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, this region became one of the most fertile places in the ancient world. Seasonal floods enriched the soil and allowed farming communities to thrive. Food became more abundant. Villages expanded rapidly, population increased, and slowly, small settlements transformed into the world's first cities. Humanity was entering a completely new age. Among the earliest civilizations of Mesopotamia, the Sumerians became one of the most influential. They built massive cities surrounded by walls and canals. Uruk, Eridu. These cities became centers of trade, religion, and political power. For the first time, thousands of people lived together within organized urban societies. Leaders governed populations. Workers specialized in different tasks. Society became increasingly complex. Civilization was evolving rapidly. As cities expanded, humanity faced a new challenge. Information needed to be recorded. Trade agreements, food supplies, taxes, laws. And so, the Sumerians created one of humanity's greatest inventions: writing. Using symbols pressed into clay tablets, they developed cuneiform, one of the earliest writing systems in history. For the first time, human knowledge could survive beyond memory. Ideas could travel across generations. History itself had begun. Mesopotamian life. Massive temples called ziggurats rose above the cities. These enormous structures symbolized humanity's connection to the gods. Priests held great influence. Ceremonies shaped daily life. The ancient people of Mesopotamia believed divine forces controlled floods, harvests, and survival itself. Civilization was no longer only about survival. It had become spiritual, cultural, organized. Mesopotamian civilization expanded through trade and innovation. Merchants traveled across distant lands, exchanging goods, tools, metals, and ideas. The wheel transformed transportation. Irrigation systems improved agriculture. Metalworking created stronger tools and weapons. Human progress accelerated rapidly. For the first time in history, civilization began reshaping the world itself. As populations grew larger, society required order. Rules became necessary to maintain stability. Early legal systems appeared throughout Mesopotamia. Leaders established punishments, responsibilities, and systems of justice. Human civilization was becoming increasingly organized. The foundations of government had begun. Today, much of modern civilization still carries the legacy of Mesopotamia. Writing, law, cities, trade, agriculture. Many of humanity's greatest systems began within the ancient lands between two rivers. The people of Mesopotamia could never imagine the future their civilization would create. Modern nations, advanced technology, global communication. And yet, the foundations of human civilization began with clay tablets, rivers, and rising cities beneath the ancient sun. Mesopotamia was more than the world's first civilization. It was the moment humanity truly began shaping history. From scattered tribes and villages, humans created cities powerful enough to transform the future forever. The rise of civilization changed the destiny of our species. And from the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the modern world quietly began. This was the dawn of civilization. Dismiss. And perhaps the most remarkable part of Mesopotamia's story is that the people who built the first cities never knew they were creating the future of humanity. They could not imagine skyscrapers rising across modern nations. They could not imagine computers, airplanes, or civilizations connected across the entire planet. They simply built roads beside rivers, recorded symbols onto clay tablets, raised temples beneath the burning ancient sun. And yet, those simple beginnings transformed the world forever. The first laws, the first written words, the first organized cities, all born within the fertile lands of Mesopotamia. Long before modern civilization covered the earth, humanity took its first true step into history there. And from those ancient cities between two rivers, the story of civilization truly began.